Welcome to episode 99 of Bromingo. The phone number is 512-766-4646. You can call or text that number to participate in the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, rate us on Apple Podcasts. All those sorts of things help out with the show tremendously. If you would like to become a VIP for as little as $1 a month, we'll give you a shout out every single week, like Steven Ferreira, Bill Sr., Mike Sucks Donkey Balls, Sean the Don, and Big Daddy Pelly. Billy is joining me today, as usual, my lovely, lovely co-host in a beautiful blouse. Billy, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I wish I was wearing a lovely blouse. That would be phenomenal. I bet I would pull it off. I'm doing good today, man. I can just see palm trees and a clear blue sky out the window. I got a lot of natural light in here. Oh, I got to shut my fan off so that we don't get a bunch of that background noise going on there. And I've got to hit record again because I wasn't recording when we just started.
That's
but
okay.
I am now.
We'll cut it in. No worries.
Yeah, we'll cut it in. Thank you. I'm enjoying. I mean, I couldn't be better. In all honesty,
that's great, dude.
I couldn't be better.
I feel like things are kind of doing really good for me too, right now. Things are kind of coming together. There was a bit of a catastrophe with uploading the last episode, and that got finished and dealt with today. So I celebrated by trying to shotgun a beer.
Yeah.
A 16-ounce Bud Heavy. And, my stomach just wasn't ready for all that. and I threw it up. And now it's actually quite a struggle to drink another. It is quite a struggle.
I don't have any beer, but I got a little under half of a bottle of Soju. Should I go grab it and should I just pound it down for the show?
If you pound it down, I'll pound down the Budweiser, but you do have to go to work, which makes this even better.
It does make it a lot better.
So what flavor do you have?
I believe it's peach apple. Apple mango. Excuse me. Apple mango Soju. Two
fruits I don't see paired up too often, but that sounds great.
You don't see them paired up very often, but they are delicious together. Yeah, neutral spirits distilled from tapioca and rice with artificial flavors. It's interesting that alcohol doesn't have to tell you it's sugar, ingredients. Because This shit is so sweet, I guarantee it's chock full of sugar.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
There's just no way it's not.
But I think that also the extracts from those things might be sweet as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance, but I'm sure there's a chance it's not added sugars. But I'm sure that to get as sweet as it is, there's got to be a lot of sugar in here. I mean, I'm telling you, this shit it's barely even got any kick.
All right, buddy. Well,
bottoms up.
Cheers.
Oh. Yeah, luckily tonight's one of the easy nights at work, so. Hell yeah.
Wowza.
That's what we do on this show. We get drunk before work. You know what I was hoping is there's an investigator that needs to call me, and I was hoping they would call me while we're recording today.
That'd be great. Can you talk about why?
Yeah, I can talk about why. I have a really shite landlord. He's a bit of a moron. And we've let it go for a long time, but we never miss a rent payment. We're always pretty good with that stuff.
Yeah.
We don't break shit, but he just kind of bought our house to flip it. And in the process, he was given a raw deal. I'm not going to pretend like he wasn't given a raw deal. The people who sold him the house, the people that owned the house before that, they clearly got out right at the right time because everything started breaking pretty much as soon as he took over. And he had no interest in taking care of the house. You know what I mean? Like he did not buy it to be a landlord. He bought it to build a new unit in the back and then sell it again. So, but he is clearly inept. And I don't want to, go on the record too much with him, but I've never met a person more in over their own head,
Right.
I mean, we hadn't had an oven for over 2 years, pretty much since we moved in. He replaced the oven the other day, and this is just shit luck, but the day he replaces the oven, our refrigerator breaks.
Oh my god.
And he has been basically arguing that it's not his responsibility, that it's not his refrigerator. Our dryer broke, and it took months. I'm talking months to get him to do anything about it, like maybe 6 months. And he always just claims the same thing, that it's our responsibility. But eventually, with the fridge, it's gotten to a point where it's like you really can't live without a fridge. So
Right.
we had to hit up the housing authority, and they've got an investigator on the case, and she should be calling me at some point. But I don't think it's going to happen today. So, and I don't have my phone on me right now. So if it does, we might miss it. But if it did happen, I would love to do it on the show, as we've done in the past. It's always great to have important phone calls to let the Brominglers listen in on.
Dude, we should call oh my god. We should call a phone sex line.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I'll pay for a phone sex line for content. You know what I mean? And I'll say crazy shit. I'll say crazy shit.
That's actually a really good idea. You should use Nate's phone and credit card to call a sex line right now.
Maybe in episode 100.
Yeah, maybe that's what we do. We'll go talk to a midwife.
You know what? Hey,
we'll talk to a phone sex operator.
If we're paying her, right?
Yeah.
Then why would she care if we just interview her?
That's true. That is true.
Right? Isn't that all the same?
I mean,
I do
think we might have to try. We might have to try for a few people, but that's honestly a great idea.
Yeah, right? Just be like, hey, contrary to maybe what you expected, my penis is away, and we just like to interview you.
Yeah, that's mad funny.
We'd have to have questions prepared ahead of time.
Yeah, maybe that's for next week then. We'll
Episode
just keep
100
that on the back burner. Episode 100.
Next week is huge.
Interviewing the sex phone.
We have lots and lots of excellent things planned, so you're gonna want to make sure you don't miss episode 100.
Yeah.
Giant things.
Couldn't agree more. We have giant things planned. We have a lot of great interviews. We're going to go for 10 hours straight. We're just going to record for 10 hours next week. So everybody be ready to put your listening ears on for the big Bromingo 100 extravaganza.
It's going to be fantastic.
I said that like I was a funeral director. Everybody put your listening ears on, because we're going to be mourning for 10 hours straight this week.
I like the rag, man. That's not the peanut butter one, right?
This is not the peanut butter rag. This is actually a rag. Well, rag is the wrong word. This was a tablecloth.
Oh.
This was a tablecloth given to me at the wedding of two friends, Steph Canton and Jared Rose. And I actually, ironically, forgot my gift bag that they gave all the guests, and took this home in my pocket on accident. So this became my souvenir.
Got you.
Instead of the intended, soaps or magnets or candies or whatever the fuck they gave people. But I ended up with this instead, and I have a lovely postcard as well from them, which is just out of reach, but it's right over there. A brilliant postcard of their wedding photos, and shout out to them in their marital bliss. Shout out to all the married people on Earth.
I love weddings.
Weddings are the best.
They're so much fun.
Weddings are the best. I've loved weddings since I was like 10.
Yeah.
I've always loved weddings. They are the best.
I do too. I don't want the commitment of being married. It's hard for me to imagine being married to someone, but or doing it myself. But every single time that I go to a wedding, it's the best time ever. And I do think oh my god, this would be so sick. To have a big ass party.
So sick. It would be so sick.
Yeah, dude. So I'm just marrying some hot babe. Everyone I know is there. It'd be wicked sick.
Yeah, there's just some hot babe that I barely know up on the altar. She's gonna marry me for the rest of my life. We're gonna bone a bunch. It's gonna be awesome.
My long distance, low commitment girlfriend. Did you see the Barbie movie?
I did. I think it's a modern classic.
Oh,
I thought
great.
the Barbie movie was one of the best movies I'd seen.
It's
in
fantastic.
A while.
That was one of my favorite running jokes from that. What, you don't want to be my long distance, low commitment girlfriend?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really funny.
The jokes were fantastic.
The jokes were hitting. And the ideas were strong.
Yeah.
And then, is it long enough that we can even? Let's not go into spoilers because it is a fairly recent movie actually. I was gonna say it's been long enough, but you know, you give people about a year before you.
Yeah, I guess, but like, we don't have to give away.
But also, Barbie
spoilers,
becomes
spoilers.
Jesus Christ. So also, Barbie goes on a Jesus arc. So also,
Kate McKinnon was excellent.
yeah, as always, I've always found Kate McKinnon to be just fabulous, and I think Margot Robbie is one of our most talented modern actors. Honestly,
Dua Lipa and John Cena as Mermaid and Merman Barbie.
yeah,
and
very
Ken.
fun, very fun,
Excellent.
very
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 good.
fun. I thought Simu Liu got too much shit, if I'm being honest, and that's my only hot take about the movie. So it's a
Who?
positive hot take. He Asian Ken, you know the
Okay.
Asian Ken. Yeah, he people just don't like him, and I think for a variety of justified and unjustified reasons. I think he's kind of a Reddit bro. That's also like a famous actor, and so you know people are just kind of icked by him. They get the Simu Liu ick. But on top of that, he's also said some dumb stuff. But you know he's an actor, and actors are usually they tend to be just stupid. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I give him a pass on that. But he, you know, I thought he was great in it. People talked about how he wasn't good. I just couldn't disagree more. I thought.
Yeah, no, I thought he was
he
good.
played his role. I thought he played his role to perfection.
And I'm usually.
I mean,
indifferent.
does he hold a candle to Ken? You know, to Ryan Gosling? Maybe, but not. You know, not quite. I mean, Ryan Gosling stepped up in a way that few actors do.
Yeah,
That's kind of his thing.
I'm rarely impressed by Ryan Gosling. He's just kind of there to me most of the time. But he was my favorite in that movie.
It was great. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm rarely impressed by him. I find him to be one of the more dedicated performers in the modern acting age. Like you could tell that the craft matters more to him than it does to a lot of people. But you know, to varying effects. I mean, you know the Ryan Gosling story about the Lovely Bones, right? Are you familiar with this story?
No.
It's one of the all-time modern Hollywood stories. Okay, Ryan Gosling is cast in The Lovely Bones. I think he was cast as the dad. Lovely Bones is about the missing girl. I think he was cast as the dad. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But he was cast in Peter Jackson's The Lovely Bones. I think that's all correct. He gets in his head, Ryan Gosling gets in his head, that the character is a heavy set guy. I need to gain weight. Goes on one of those actor journeys where, like a Christian Bale weight transformation, you know? The man starts drinking melted ice cream every day. Ryan Gosling. He just starts powing down food as hard as he can. Puts on like 80 pounds. Shows up for the first day of set, and Peter Jackson fires him on the spot. He's like, "What the fuck did you do?" It's like, literally, what did you do? It's just a hysterical story of Ryan Gosling showing up fat as fuck on his first day of work and being fired instantly. And Ryan Gosling trying to be like, no, I swear the character has to be this way. For me to play the character, like, he's got to be this way.
Oh, dude, that's brutal.
Yeah.
But no, he was cracking me the fuck up, dude, the whole movie.
He's really funny in it. He's really funny.
Yeah. It was. I like that movie a lot. I didn't see Oppenheimer.
I saw both. I saw both back to back. I did the
You did the
Barbenheimer
Barbenheimer.
experience. I did it. And I had a good time doing it.
You liked Oppenheimer?
Very small break in between. Very small break, and I liked Oppenheimer, yes. I think Barbie slightly had the edge. I saw Barbie second, so I thought that was the proper, you know, most enjoyable order for me.
Mhm.
But I liked both a lot. I thought Oppenheimer was really good.
I bet Barbie had a better soundtrack.
Barbie had a better soundtrack. Oppenheimer did do a lot of interesting stuff with the sound, though. They did a lot of interesting effect work. See, the thing, Oppenheimer uses silence really effectively. And I don't want to say much more than that, but Oppenheimer had a really good soundtrack as well.
I just looked it up, and Ludwig Göransson did the sound for it, which is apparently Hans Zimmer's replacement.
Yeah,
Because
he's talented.
Christopher Nolan has stopped using Hans Zimmer in the last couple of movies that he's done, and has used Ludwig instead, who's fantastic. He's a huge.
Yeah, he is
he's-
really good. He is really
fantastic.
good. Big in the producing world, big in the soundtrack world as well. He's a really talented.
He
guy.
does Star Wars now. He did the Lion King
yeah.
stuff. He does everything. He's like the guy.
Yeah, I liked Oppenheimer enough that I think I'm gonna watch Tenet with an open mind.
Okay, wait. So have you seen it before?
No, never seen Tenet.
Oh, dude, Tenet got too much hate, man. It's good.
Interesting.
Are there holes in it? Sure, dude. There was holes in the fucking Barbie movie. There's holes in everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not perfect. It's not nearly as it's not as bulletproof as every one of as some of his other movies.
I really like Dunkirk, and I think some people don't. And I like Interstellar. I don't have any big beef with Interstellar.
I think Interstellar is fantastic. I think Inception's fantastic, but with all of his movies, there's always a little something where you're like, no, but that's not the point. You kind of you have to like suspend some disbelief, and to a certain extent, it's just like Jordan Peele movies. You have to just accept a lot of shit. You just have to like accept it and move on to enjoy it.
Sure. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, Barbenheimer was a great experience. I had a lot of fun. And you know me well. I am a sleeper.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't even really matter how into it I am. I could be dragged to the depths of unconsciousness, kicking and screaming, or willingly. Like, I could be really into a movie and still fall asleep during it. I was wide fucking awake for both Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Yeah, you fell asleep during Detective Pikachu.
Oh, my God. Was that with you?
Yeah.
I still don't even know what fucking happened in that movie. I remember waking up and being like, who's son? What the fuck is going on right now?
That movie was fucking dope.
I slept through almost that whole movie. I mean, what I saw was cool.
Yeah, that was a dope movie.
I forgot that was with you. Yeah, I totally slept through Detective Pikachu. And it was good. I enjoyed what I saw.
Yeah. Shame, man. It's a shame. I can't nap.
I always try to watch those. No, I don't take naps. That's the weird part about it, too. I don't really take naps. There's just something about watching things that my brain, and I feel it happening, and there's like one of two responses. I have in the past stood up, left, like I'll go and walk to the edge of the theater and stand for a while sometimes. But then usually as soon as I sit back down again, I'm just fucked.
Yeah.
It's like a borderline narcolepsy too. It happens with my mom as well, but my mom's just tired. I will be wide awake going into a movie and still, like just the environment, the lights, watching things, it all just lulls me into a physical sleep, regardless of how intently I want to be paying attention.
You should have a bedroom modeled after a movie theater.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, that'd be an interesting thought.
Movie theater themed bedroom. I'm doing some reorganization of my bedroom.
Oh, yeah? Are you taking all the dildos off the wall?
Yeah, well, it was the dildos, the tapestries.
All the suction cup dragon-shaped dildos? All the alien,
and
alien cocks that you have?
I have the spinning wheel that I hook myself to.
Yeah. Yeah, the BDSM knife-throwing wheel.
Exactly. It's all got to go. It's all got to go. I'm just trying to go for more. I want my room to make me feel. I'm 25 now.
Right. Turned 25.
I want my room to feel a little more adult.
Young in America, a quarter of a century old.
Yep. Literally,
I feel
potentially in my prime. Potentially in my prime.
Potentially could be in his prime. Yeah. Ready to be in his prime, at the very least.
Right.
Priming himself to be in his prime.
Absolutely. So I took down a lot of stuff, a lot of like tapestries and artwork from throughout the years. That kind of just makes my room look like a child's playroom, and kind of just trying to reinvent it a little bit.
I'm looking around and I'm seeing a lot of that stuff. I'm wondering if I too should do some redecorating.
Well, I had like this big, colorful tapestry that I took down, and it instantly made my room feel like, okay, yeah, there we go.
This
much
is an
better.
adult's bedroom.
Well, because this is my thing. I have furniture in my room that is very much like children's room furniture.
Yeah, like what? What do you mean?
My bed is very much like a child's bed that was like bought at like Party's Furniture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I have this red table that I got off the side of the road because it's a free table. You know what I mean? I needed another surface in my room, but it's definitely children's furniture. And I have like these crate cubby things. Definitely children's furniture.
Those are children's. Yeah, those are children's furniture.
So my room,
I was thinking of that right away.
My room is just full of children's furniture, and it's just not a good look,
I mean, I feel the same way. It's like I've got a giant Justin Bieber poster propped up on a free bureau that I found that literally has like children's wallpaper put over it.
Yeah.
That like the top of the bureau is like wallpapered with a child's flat floral pattern. And like all that stuff, all the free stuff I've had is generally kids stuff. But I don't know. I feel like I kind of dig the general aesthetic of the stuff that's up in my room. I do feel that maybe a little more of an off balance towards the kiddo stuff, though, for sure.
Yeah, I feel much better about it. I like my space a lot more now. It feels a little more sophisticated.
Well, you're 25 now. You got to grow
Right.
up.
Dude, that's the thing. I feel like 25 is like that's a turn in my mind. That's a turning point age.
You might as well be 50. You might as well be 100.
I'm gonna feel exactly the same until I'm 50.
Exactly. Yeah. Precisely.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like now I'm just middle aged. I know it's absurd, but that is really how I feel. Like I really just feel like, oh yeah, here we go. I'm in the middle portion of my life now.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I'm gonna be 25 in November.
Yeah. So I'm not totally wrong, you know. Like it is the middle of my life officially. Like
Yeah, well, especially since you're gonna die at 43.
exactly.
Yeah.
A Ouija board. A Ouija board told me one time.
Us. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know the story?
No.
Okay, so I was talking to this girl in elementary school, right? No, I'm sorry, high school.
Doesn't matter what.
It was
school.
high school. It does matter. It kind of matters.
Okay, it was high school.
So I was talking to this girl.
It matters.
When we were in high school, I was talking to this girl, and talking for a little bit. And by talking, I literally just mean like AIM or texting or Facebook Messenger or whatever the fuck. I don't know what it was, but you know, just messaging. It's not romantic in any way. But I'm interested in that way, and she knows, right? So,
right.
Eventually, she ends up being like, "Hey, sorry, I just like your friend more," right?
Brutal.
Right. Sucked. Right. I think I tried to take the high road with it, and then she was like, "Yeah, but you can like still come to the Halloween party, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, like whatever, you know."
Okay, sure, whatever.
And I wasn't even gonna go. And for some reason, I think that maybe I like stopped messaging her or whatever. And I almost showed up, being like, you know what? If I don't show up, I lose. If I'm a loser if I don't show up, right? So I show up anyways, right? And everyone decides at one point to pull out a Ouija board. And
that's when you leave.
And I'm the only one
you
in the
room.
room.
Leave.
I'm the only one in the room that doesn't have their finger on it, right? Because I'm literally there's actually just no room. Like that it was a logistical thing. I'm like, no, it's fine. Like I don't need to put my finger on it. And they're all like, no, you have to put your finger on it. You're in the room. You have to do it. And I'm like, oh, guys, it'll be fine. The Ouija board tells me that I'm gonna die when I'm 23.
Wait, so when did you get your finger on it, though?
Never. No, I didn't put my finger on it at all.
So you just asked it out loud?
No. It started speaking to us. And it spelt my name, and it said I'm going to die at 23.
What the fuck? I've never really seen a Ouija board in action, so I guess it's just a lack of experience that I just don't understand how it singled you out. It spelled Blake,
it's
and then
because
it said, is going to die.
It's because someone with their finger on that board had it after me. The host of the party, Billy. It all comes full circle.
They wanted you out of the way so that they could get with your friend.
I wasn't even supposed to. Exactly. I wasn't even supposed to be there at the party. I should have just not showed up. But I had to foil this motherfucker's plan.
They're really trying to let you know that you shouldn't have come.
Yeah, absolutely. I ate all the cheese curls and then left.
That's so funny.
All those cheese curls, man. Are you a puffy guy or a crunchy guy?
I think cheese puffs and cheese crunch are neither really for me. I guess cheese crunch because I like Cheez-Its. I don't like the puffs. I don't like puffs.
You don't like Cheetos at all?
I never really liked them. I kind of came around to them a little bit, and then there was a New Year's party where I got really drunk, and I ate like fucking 6 bags of Cheetos, and fucking the next morning was such a gross experience. I just never wanted to eat them again.
I bet. I'm a puffy guy, dude. Puffy Cheetos are fucking. Whew.
I've tried them recently too, and I just didn't. I've never liked them, even when I was a kid.
Dude, and she had like the full corkscrew ones, dude. It was really fucking.
Oh, I know those. Yeah, I didn't like them, but I always found those to be cool.
Right. You know what I always wanted and never had? The gum the chewing gum that came in the wheel.
You never had that? I had that all the time growing
No, dude,
up.
I never had that.
Yeah, what was it? Wait, roll up? What was that called?
Hubba Bubba?
Bubble Yum? No, Hubba Bubba was the other one. Oh man, I can't believe I'm blanking on that. It was called
Fruit by the foot. I couldn't. I never ate normally. I would unroll the whole thing, make a ball out of it, and then eat it in one bite.
That's sort of how I did it as well. Bubble gum.
It's so
brand.
sweet and sour and delicious in the best ways that your mouth just like starts like watering to the point where you can't even hold it all in your mouth anymore.
I'm actually really surprised that all that's coming up is like skateboard wheels. I would think gum wheel brand would. What the? It's all skateboard shit. Fiend. Fiend.
Dude, I got it right here.
It is Hubba Bubba.
It's Hubba Bubba bubble tape.
Bubble tape,
Yep.
of course. Bubble tape, of course. Hubba Bubba bubble tape. Yeah. I was thinking of Bubble Yum when you said Hubba Bubba.
With the goose.
Well, I guess Hubba Bubba also has that sort of packaging. So that's what I was thinking of. I loved bubble tape. I used to get that for Easter every year.
That seems
was
like a
an
very Easter thing.
classic. It was an Easter classic, yeah.
Man, Easter's fun, man.
Easter is fun.
Easter's a fun holiday. I don't really.
Easter's a really fun holiday.
My family doesn't do it the same way anymore. You know.
No, me neither.
I mean, most of the cousins are older now. There's a couple of younger cousins now, but we used to have it was like Christmas, you know, but it's not on that level
Yeah.
anymore for my family.
There are little kids again in my family. I'm not around for Easter most of the time since I'm out here in LA, but I would imagine now that the little kids are at a egg hunting age, Easter is probably a bigger deal again.
Yeah.
That's what I would assume. I could be wrong, but I would think so.
I dressed up as the Easter Bunny one time, and I spun a sign
too.
outside of a diner.
I dressed up I want to hear more about that. I dressed up as the Easter Bunny one time. I went to a church and all the kids sat on my lap for a picture. And one of them looked through the mesh eyes and went, "There's a guy in there. There's a guy in there. I see you."
That's fucking crazy, dude. I would be like, no, shut up. Shut up.
I was going like, "Stop." I was like whispering like, "Stop it." Fuck, like, stop. I got out of school. For that, which was sick. And that was the reason I agreed, is I got to get out of school early, went over there, did all that. I think I might have had to go back to school, but I missed a decent chunk of school that day. And then I wanted to do Santa again. And the week before, it was like the same week as the Santa thing, I fell and my eye hit a doorknob, right into a doorknob. And I had a blood vessel pop, so my eye was all red inside. And I called the lady. It was a good friend of mine's mom. And I was like, "Hey, I'm willing to do it, but your Santa's going to have like a blood red eye if I do it. And my eye is really bruised." And so I didn't end up doing Santa because they thought I would scare the kids too bad. But the Easter Bunny I did once. What diner were you near? When was this?
It was.
Oh my God! When you worked at the.
Yep, so I stood out on the corner of and just spun a fucking sign, dude.
Now you told me a face story one time that's actually had an immense influence over my life. And I'm wondering how you remember it, because I have a memory of it.
I got so many stories from that place.
Now there was a chef there. He might have been the owner as well, who would constantly try to get people to bring raw sausage to people's tables, right?
Okay.
Cerise Links. What was the story? I'm wondering, what was the full story?
Dude, I forget. There was some sort of bit.
Was it? I feel like she was involved as well.
Dude, almost definitely. They love to prank her. They love to prank her, man. She wrote spinach on a slip one time. It looked like sperm, dude. Oh my God, we never let it go. Dude, I mean, honestly, he was just bad to all of his servers. Because, like, he would literally hire exclusively hot teenage girls. You know,
so gross.
It was grody, and the grodiest part of it all. Don't even care who shit I'm airing out right here.
That's so wow.
All right, guys. Welcome to
That's
Bromingo.
So crazy.
Welcome to Bromingo.
That's nuts. It's the Bromingo Gossip Hour right now.
I'll bleep out
That's
the name
what
of the
it is.
restaurant. You know.
It's the Bromingo Gossip Hour right now.
Oh my god, fucking dirt balls, man. You know, but
Yeah, that is dirtball behavior.
it's something about the dirtball behavior though. It's on that level. It's almost impressive in a horrible way.
yeah, exactly. It's like, wow,
It's
the
like
lengths
you went
that you
all
were
out.
willing to go
You went all out.
to be pure scum. Yeah,
Right.
That's all out scumbaggery for sure.
Absolutely. He's not the only dirtbag I've worked for, dude. I used to work at a Brazilian butt lift pillow warehouse, and I used to work for like 2 weeks at a time without pay, and I have to like shake the dude down to get my money, and threaten to not show up if he didn't fucking pay me. It was a nightmare.
That is a nightmare.
And
It's always rough when the pay is an issue. That's like, oh god, I don't want to have to deal with this at all.
we got shipments like right off the ships from like China, you know, and they're using the pallets that we were getting were all really, really cheap and old. So I got an extra tetanus shot literally just to do this fucking job.
That's when you fucking know. You're like, why
Yeah.
am I doing this? When you got to do shit like get a tetanus shot for work.
Yeah, for real, dude. That job sucked. He was Albanian. Billy, you got any strong thoughts on Albanians?
No, not any like stereotypical thoughts or opinions. I know that Action Bronson is Albanian. I'm pretty sure.
And Dua Lipa.
And Dua Lipa. I know that from the Untitled Action Bronson show where they both talk together about being Albanian.
Oh, I gotta watch that because
Yeah.
I love them both.
They have an episode together where they talk about growing up Albanian and they cook Albanian recipes together. Have you ever seen that show in general?
I think I have seen a little bit of it, or maybe some
Now
YouTube clips.
The best part of that show is that occasionally during an episode, Action Bronson would just get too fucked up. That was a pretty common occurrence. It wasn't every time, but it did happen. And you would see throughout the progression of the episode, the crew desperately trying to keep Action Bronson even remotely on track with whatever it was that they were doing.
Right.
And you'll get to the end of the episode, and he can barely stand. And Action Bronson getting fucked up is like he's taking too many dabs. So it's actually not like as sad as seeing some celebrities go to party too hard is, because it's just a guy living his best life, too dabbed out. A guy who loves dabs more than anything, just slightly too dabbed out. A guy who loves dabs and food more than anything, overwhelmed by both of them. Like it's like there's really nothing wrong with seeing that. It doesn't make you feel bad.
Right.
So it's just perfect because when it's gone too far, it can just be funny.
No, absolutely.
But that's an all-time show. That's like, as far as the postmodern talk show goes, that is like one of the textbook definitions of a good example of it.
Yeah, dude.
I
everything I've
remember
seen
the
was
duo.
great.
It's great, yeah, because he'll like the way for people who don't know the way the show is set up is Action Bronson will have a guest. They will cook a meal together because Action Bronson is a chef. Action Bronson will potentially rap or do some musical thing. And during all this, you'll have a knitting club in the corner of the studio, people demonstrating how medieval armor works in another corner, and then like some dirt bike riders going around everywhere at the same time. Like the point of the show was to have way too many things going on at once. With a live band. There was always a live band. So it's like, maybe not always, but usually. So it's like the point of the show was like, if we can get like 7 things happening in the studio at the same time, Action Bronson can just jump between all of them and drag his guest along at his own will. And that just makes for a great show.
Absolutely.
And the whole thing's shot in a giant kitchen, the Vice kitchen. So it's just genius. Just a genius show.
That is good.
It's sort of like the inverse of our show where we have less than 0 things going on at a time.
Right.
And just 2 guys desperately trying to fill the space where less than 0 things occur.
Yo, so the reason I asked you about Albanians, right?
Yeah. Because your boss was Albanian, right?
Yes, but this is how it came up. He was the first Albanian I've ever met, right?
Okay, yeah, sure.
So I brought this up, right? And I had this job in between and during like 2 girlfriends.
Right.
Both of these girls the moment I brought up, and granted, both these girls prided themselves on being like woke, anti-racist, that sort of thing. Like,
Yeah.
like always fucking, make sure they're putting their effort out there for those sorts of things. Immediately when I told them I was working, that the dude was Albanian, they were like, ugh. I swear to God. And I was like, Jesus Christ, where's the love, man?
Anti-racist except for Albanian scum.
No, for real.
Slavs.
They made an exception for Albanians. They were like, yeah, I hate racism, but dude, honestly, fuck Albanians.
But I hate Albanians a lot more. That's really funny.
It was because it was like it's like, why is it so specific? I just realized
The
this was the
two
whole
things I hate most in this world: racism, Albanians, and the three things I hate more than anything else: racism, Albanian culture,
and this was within like 3-4 months of one another. So
capitalism.
it's just something I always
I don't have
remember.
any opinions. I really
No,
don't
me
have any
either.
opinions
Like,
on Albanians. Yeah, no.
I didn't even know any stereotypes about them, but both of them, they were just like, ugh, like terrible. Of course, like I was like, Jesus.
I mean, we've both worked for an Armenian. I know that starts with A and kind of sounds vaguely similar.
Yeah, but I would never claim that he represents Armenia.
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't do that to
Armenia. Yeah, he represented something else entirely. He represented
Alcoholism.
Swansea in a way. Yeah, alcoholism and South Shore Mass in general.
Yeah, we worked for. You didn't work for the second family that owned it, right?
No, you did though, right? You went
Yeah,
back there for a
they
little
they
bit.
were
Yeah,
Egyptian.
No, I never worked there.
Much easier
Yeah,
to work
wow.
with.
Were you ever working there? I feel like there was a period of time where Buck was still there while they were owning it, right? Wasn't there a period of time like that? Or
Not
am
with
I
me.
wrong?
When I came back, the only person who was still there was Doobie.
Oh yeah, is he there still? I haven't been.
I haven't
there in a
seen him
while.
there in a long time, actually. I have a feeling he's not.
Yeah, I wonder what he's up to.
But I only go for lunch now when I'm at work, and that's usually before 4 o'clock or whenever he usually goes in, right? Because he just goes in for dinner and closes typically.
yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Brominglers
It
must
could be
love
that.
hearing about this, right? This is just
Yeah,
so
yeah.
relatable to everyone.
I mean, to be fair though, it's like, it is interesting to hear about. I mean, there's interesting stories about Doob. It's just like, it depends on how long the Bromingo gossip hour is going to go on for.
Yeah,
you know?
right. And how many bleeps I'm going to have to add in this episode.
Yeah, how many bleeps? Yeah, I would keep the bleeps down to a minimum.
Yeah. Man, I think we're good to wrap this one.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right. How do you want to close it properly?
Let's brainstorm. What's a good idea for how we could close it? I mean, the next episode is 100, so we got to introduce that. We got to talk about that.
Okay, what if we
99 bottles of beer on the wall.
Oh,
No.
that'd be fun.
I'm not willing to do this. That's,
What if we just do let's just do 99 to 96, and then we'll jump ahead to 7, and you can cut between them, and we'll make it look like we've been doing it all
okay,
day.
I'm down.
Okay. That's been the 99th episode of Bromingo. We thank you guys for joining us for the Bromingo Gossip Hour. We talked about the news just like we promised. Remember that great conversation we had about the strawberry starfish or whatever the fuck they found in Antarctica? We've been covering all the hot topics today. And to send us off gloriously, to lead us into our 100th episode ever of the show, Blake and I are going to sing to you the classic folk song, 99 Bottles of Beer on the Wall. Blake, take us away. Give us that starting pitch so that I know what key we're in. Yeah, bring us in properly.
All right, let me go for the classic.
Oh, what are we thinking?
The
Let's go
people's
for
key.
the classic.
The people's
Okay,
key.
Is it C? Is
Yeah.
C the people's key? All right, good. I'm glad I knew that.
99 bottles of beer on the wall. Oh, too low, too low, it's too
99
low.
bottles of beer.
It's too low. Hold on.
Okay, we'll go up. 99 bottles of beer on the wall. 99.
All right, let's try another.
4 bottles of beer on the wall. 4 bottles of beer.